Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be dropping a review on something from the house of Serge Lutens. Not too familiar with this house. This is not only the only fragrance from this brand that I have in my collection, but it's actually the only fragrance from this brand that I've ever got my nose on. It's called Chergui. I got this in a bundle deal a while back. They threw this one in there and a few others. And I thought for the price I got everything for, thought it was a good price. So I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and make this deal. And I wasn't familiar with this fragrance, so it wasn't something I was actively looking for. I hadn't even heard of it. It was about halfway, somewhere around here. So it's a little lower now. As you've seen, I have used some right there since I got it. And I was really surprised with this. I was like, wow, like this wasn't even on my radar, and I was very pleasantly surprised. Let's give it a spray just so I could refresh my memory a little bit. Sprayer's pretty nice. Get it right there's a kind of a copper head. It has this right here, this white around it, because it was covered over here all the way around, so it could cover the atomizer as to not let any air in the bottle itself. And then they just put the top over it, right? And I just took it off from the where the sprayer would be, and I didn't bother to remove the rest of it. I just kind of left it there. I don't know, I might leave it, I might take it off. It doesn't really make that big of a difference to me. But as you saw, the sprayer is solid. It's a good sprayer. I even like the bottle. It screams class to me. It's pretty elegant, and it's minimalistic, right? It's not anything too flamboyant, too crazy, because it's never gonna look tacky, is what I'm trying to say. But it's not always gonna completely be an attention grabber, right? Because it's kind of simplistic. So yeah, enough about the presentation. Let's talk about the juice. Look at that juice. That's real dark juice. It's almost looks purple. It's so dark, right? I think I don't have any fragrance in my collection with this color. I have some dark browns, some lighter browns, but I have nothing that's like so dark like this, like real black, right? So when you see this, you would think this strong, pungent smell. It's gonna last all day, beast mode. At least that's what I get when I see like the darker the juice. I assume it's gonna be really dark, the fragrance, and really heavy, like a winter type of fragrance. That's not really what I got here. Okay, so when I initially sprayed it, I immediately get some type of sweetness and freshness. So it has some honey here. The honey in this fragrance, it's real reminiscent of, if you guys have ever tried Florist honey oud, the honey here is very similar to that one. It almost smells like baby wipes or hand wipes. You know, there's different, people call them different things, but basically those wipes you use to clean your hands. So you know how those are damp and they're kind of fresh? It smells like that, but like if those smelled like honey, right? So like that texture, that vibe they give, this honey smells like that, like wipes, but with a honey smell. So it's kind of fresh. Now that doesn't last too long. It lasts a little bit where it's fresh, but the honey kind of stays through the fragrance, right? It's there from the opening spray. Now we also get some incense here, and in the base you get amber and musk. So the amber and musk, I guess that musk is adding to the freshness, and the amber is adding to the sweetness. Although this kind of just feels like more like the honey sweetness, right? More than it does the amber. So I could technically kind of say I don't get the amber, or the sweetness I'm getting is just it's honey, right? And the amber's just there kind of to hold everything together. And the incense you get that honey, you get that incense. They're pretty much from the opening all the way to the end. This fragrance doesn't last too long on my skin. I get maybe 4 hours, and the projection is there like an hour, and even when it's there, it's not that strong. The smell itself, real good. It's a real nice fragrance. I like it. It's that honey is doing it for me. I really like this take on honey. This kind of fresh baby wipes type of take on it. And it has tobacco leaves, though those get there pretty early on, but that's more towards the mid, I would say. So once you get that tobacco, it kind of gives it a almost, I don't know if resinous would be the right word, but it does give that sweetness a slight tweak where it still kind of feels sweet, but it changes somewhat, right? Not too much, but enough where it's a little different from the opening where it was much fresher. So you kind of get that all the way through to the rest, because like I said, I only get about 4 hours. So it only goes through that progression from the opening to the mid. I haven't really felt any difference from the mid to the deep dry down, other than it's just doesn't smell as strong anymore, right? Other than, like I said, it just never is a strong fragrance. It's noticeable, but even in that first hour when it's projecting at its best, it's noticeable, but it's not that strong. Like if I had to give just a projection from 1 to 10, it would be somewhere around a 4, in between 4 and maybe 5, I guess, 4 and 5, moderate at best. Now for me, this is a nice office fragrance because it's not strong. It's pretty soft, and the smell itself, it's different from your typical office scents, right? That are like more softer smells. This one, it almost feels that the scent DNA feels like it's a scent DNA that is meant to be on a fragrance that's stronger, but yet it's not, right? Like when it's more refined, more of a soft touch, and that got me thinking that I don't know if it's my skin chemistry that maybe on other people this might project louder, because the scent DNA and the color of the juice and the notes lead me to believe it's like this was supposed to be something like for a winter fragrance, right? Something strong, and I don't get that projection from it. So I'm like, I don't know if maybe it's the bottle, maybe they've had it a minute, I don't know, or maybe it's just on my skin it doesn't project the best. I don't think the smell itself is affected in any way, because it still smells really good. So I'm like, I think this is the smell it's supposed to smell like. But the projection, I'm like, I don't know if this is how it's supposed to project. If you guys have tried this before, let me know what kind of performance do you get from it. Because like I said, I get about 4 hours and moderate at best with projection. Like I when I was smelling it, I was like, you know what, this is something you could wear in the office, because it's not like indoors somewhere. It's not super strong, and yet it's different from your softer projecting fragrances, right? This is gonna be kind of interesting to see how this would project in the summer. I would be intrigued to see how it reacts to the sun, right, or the high heat. Maybe it projects stronger, because a lot of fragrances do get coin once it's hot. So that would be kind of interesting. The smell itself, this is not something that, to me personally, lends itself to be worn in the summer or in the high heat. This to me is spring and a fall. I would not wear this in winter, because in a cold, rainy day, or for those of you that live on the East Coast, in a snowy day, this doesn't project. It's gonna feel like you're not even wearing anything, right? Because it's not strong enough to cut through the wind. So I don't think it's even strong enough to cut through our winter here in California, which isn't even that strong, right? So yeah, I think this is gonna be more of a fall fragrance more than anything. I think that would be the perfect weather for it. Although to me, spring, the weather's very similar to fall, right? As far as how cold it gets, it's very similar, but the feels are different, right? Because fall, winter's coming in, and spring, summer's coming in. So yeah, I don't think I have much more to say about it. Is this a mass appealing scent? It's not challenging. I found this very easy to like from the beginning. When I smelled it, I was like, this is a pleasant smell. It's it's honey, right? It's if you like honey or waffles, pancake syrup, all that stuff, it's not something that pancake syrup probably smells stronger than this, because that thing is a pretty strong projector, at least to me. When I smell it, when I'm putting it on pancakes or whatever, it smells real strong to me. So yeah, I think that would probably project more than this does. I'm not saying the smells are the same though. This is not the same thing. I'm just saying, like, it's sweet. It has that honey note. So it's something that I don't find challenging. It's easy to wear. I would say leaning more towards mass appealing than niche or daring or anything like that. So yeah, I think this would get you some compliments, like I said, assuming they can smell it on you. They don't catch you in those first hour or two. So yeah, if you guys have tried this before, definitely let me know how did it perform on you, because that's something I'm really interested in hearing. Other than that, hopefully you guys hit that like button, help support the channel. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. That way it'll notify you on your feed next time my next video drops, which will be more fragrance reviews. And other than that, I'd like to thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to hear me talk fragrances a little bit. So I'll check you guys out next time.